I figure the kids aren't going to go to college if they have a mom on heroin.
But anyway, I want money. She works now. She works out. Like she didn't even work out when we were dating. Now she's gonna keep it tight for Paul.
All right, folks, buckle up because this one's a wild ride. Joseph has been the one raising the kids, taking care of everything, and putting in the hard work. But somehow, Martha thinks she shouldn't have to pay child support. Sound familiar, right? But Joseph? He's not having it. In court, he goes off, calling her out, talking over the judge, and losing his cool. And honestly, can you blame him? Is he crossing the line, or is this just a man who's fed up with the double standards? Let's break it down and dive right in.
Mr. Malkovich, am I saying it correct?
Yes.
Okay, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Where do I start?
At the beginning.
Okay. Well, cut to the election. The Great White Hope gets elected. I thought our household would be happy about it. I find out I'm married to a libtard.
And she starts going off the handle, and like eventually she's just partying and doing all this nonsense and gets on H, smack, like a loser, and goes off the rails. Leaves me, we got 2 kids, 2 and 5-year-olds, and just leaves me to take care of these kids. So okay, I'm like, okay, fine.
Okay, so now we're getting into the important part of your story.
What do you mean? I'm giving you backstory. Isn't that what you're here? Don't you need context?
Yeah, but all the name calling and
Name calling?
jabs.
I'm just telling you. I'm giving you context. Okay. This idiot needs to go to.
Okay, you will refer to her by her name. What is your name?
Martha.
You will refer to her as Martha.
Martha.
She will not be a
heroin
libertard,
problem,
whatever you said, and
I
an idiot.
took her to rehab, which cost $20,000.
Okay.
That was all of our savings, all of our money. Supposed to be the kids' college fund,
But I figure the kids aren't going to go to college if they have a mom on heroin.
pretty bad example. So let's get it
But
situated.
she got the help, right?
Yeah, she got the help.
Okay, so
She
that's
joined
what's
the cult.
important.
She drank the Kool-Aid. She stayed longer than her stint. Met some guy named, what's his name? Paul. Met Paul. You know, the globe-trotting Paul. What was Paul into, huh? Meth? Whatever. They're clean and sober together. She comes back, you know, after spending an extra
Mr.
couple...
Malkovich,
What?
excuse me.
Yes, I mean...
Did you
you
come
always
here to waste
interrupt
my time?
everyone who's
What
in
is it
court?
that you want me to do?
Oh, okay. She's now got her life together. Her and Paul got a little apartment. I let her see the kids every now and then, you know, making sure that, you know, I'd leave them unsupervised sometimes. Not to mention, then when I do that, she's on Instagram with these weird friends, they're rehab people, introducing them to our kids. But anyway, I want money. She works now. She works out. Like she didn't even work out when we were dating. Now she's gonna keep it tight for Paul.
Trust me, it gets even crazier. Joseph drops a bombshell. Turns out, he was out there being both a husband and a father, while Martha was off partying and, wait for it, struggling with addiction. Yep, you heard that right. They had 2 kids, and she just checked out, leaving Joseph to handle everything. Now, in court, Joseph is fired up. He starts talking back to the judge like he's defending himself in a trial. He even calls the judge out, spoiler alert, that doesn't go over well. But here's the real kicker. Joseph didn't just let things fall apart. He took her to rehab, even using their kids' college fund, $20,000 for it. Because, let's face it, what's the point of saving for college when their mom's caught up in her own struggles? And after she gets clean, what does she do? She meets someone new in rehab, moves in with him, and now they're living their life. And the best part, Joseph says ever since they're split, she's suddenly been hitting the gym. Guess she's trying to impress someone new. This story keeps getting wilder.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. I spent all my money in just to fund a heroin addiction, and now she comes back and she's all, Joe, you got her life together. And I'm like, well, okay, you know, I'm a good guy about it. She can see the kids, take them to Brahms, all that kind of nonsense. But, you know, if she's going to participate in their lives, I need a little bit of cash.
Ma'am, I just
Okay.
want to see my babies.
I was just getting ready to cut him off and move to you. Martha, you just want to see your children?
Yes, please.
Okay, and do the children live with him? That's a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the way that it works is if the children live with him, you are supposed to be paying him some sort of money for the kids. I mean, even though he's a little, out
Right.
there, he still is entitled to receive child support for the support of the children.
I don't mind that. I don't make very much, but
Okay.
I would really just
She's a waitress at Denny's.
Excuse me.
I'm just telling you.
Excuse me. Did she cut you off while you were giving that elaborate story?
I mean, she hardly knows how to speak English. How's she gonna cut me off?
No. Did she cut you off?
No.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Now, Martha, how much money do you make?
26,000 with tips a
Okay.
year.
You're laughing at that, but you're in this courtroom asking for her to pay you child support.
It's either that or just leave me and the kids and let us live our lives and just stay out. You know, they don't need
No,
an
and that's not
addict as a
healthy.
mother to be constantly.
Do you want me to help you get child support? Because if not, we can stop this today.
Yes.
And
Sorry.
you can come back another day when you're.
Miss
I mean-
another day of work. You know, some of us make more than 26 grand a
You
year.
You didn't take anything before you came in this courtroom today, did you?
Take anything? What do you mean?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
No.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. You seem a little jittery.
Well, I'm a little. My kids' lives are on the line. I'm a little nervous.
Well, they're not really on the line if she got it together. And she says she wants to see the kids. And I think you should allow her to see the kids.
Okay, I do let her see the kids. She can get.
Yeah,
on-
but you do not have to demean her while doing so.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
I know that he's right. I did have a hard time about a year ago. But like I said, I'm at a really, or like he said, I am seeing somebody else who I think is very good for me.
Okay.
Mainly, I would just like I don't mind paying whatever child support, but if we could work unsupervised visits into the agreement, I would really appreciate that. I just don't want to see him anymore.
I think she should have some unsupervised access, considering
like-
that she's gotten her stuff together.
Well, how does that work? I mean, because who decides that? Like, is there can the first one be with another third party that comes?
I don't think that's necessary.
You're suggesting that I leave my children alone with her, right? Like she could go to a park and there's some dude peddling H, and then all of a sudden she's passed out in the gutter, and one of my kids is getting hit by a car. Like,
Okay,
it's
I'm going to stop you right there.
unfathomable.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to do.
What are we gonna do?
What you're going to do, first of all, is get your foot. What are you doing?
What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm listening to you. Go
You
on.
have a cigarette in your mouth. There is no smoking in this
Why
building.
would you be smoking in there?
No, there is no smoking. Wait, bailiff, before he leaves, I need you to know this. We're going to reset your case because obviously you have a lot going on. So when you're ready to conduct yourself in a way that's appropriate for this courtroom, then you come back and ask me for some relief.
So you want me to
Until
come back
No,
and
what
miss
I want
another
you
day
to
of
do,
work?
what I want you to do is be quiet, listen to what I said, and get out of my courtroom.
This is a kangaroo court.
Well, thank
This is
you.
absurd!
Thank you. This is what we're going to do, Martha. We are going to reset your case to a later date. Just make sure when you come back, you have your financial documents with you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, if there's nothing further, you're dismissed.
This court case is absolutely insane. Joseph is clearly frustrated, and honestly, can you blame him? He basically funded Martha's recovery, and now she's in court acting like she's the victim. She says she just wants to see her kids, but surprise, surprise, she also has to pay child support. And Joseph? He's not letting that slide. In the middle of her testimony, he interrupts her, saying, "Hold up, you work at Denny's." When she mentions she only makes $27,000 a year, Joseph can't hold back. He starts laughing right in her face, roasting her at every chance he gets. But wait, it gets even more interesting. Martha has the nerve to ask for unsupervised visitation, claiming her life is all together now. Joseph isn't buying it. He tells the court, if I leave the kids with her, she's just going to relapse again. And honestly, given her past, can you blame him? But here's where it goes from crazy to legendary. In the middle of the courtroom, Joseph pulls out a cigarette, kicks his feet up on the table like he's at a bar, and calls the entire court a kangaroo court. Absolute chaos. Judge Vond? Yeah, she's probably rethinking her life choices at that point and ends up resetting the entire case. And that, my friends, is what we call a real-life train wreck. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of the others right here. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Trust me, it gets even crazier. Joseph drops a bombshell. Turns out, he was out there being both a husband and a father, while Martha was off partying and, wait for it, struggling with addiction. Yep, you heard that right. They had 2 kids, and she just checked out, leaving Joseph to handle everything. Now, in court, Joseph is fired up. He starts talking back to the judge like he's defending himself in a trial. He even calls the judge out. Spoiler alert, that doesn't go over well. But here's the real kicker. Joseph didn't just let things fall apart. He took her to rehab, even using their kids' college fund, $20,000 for it. Because, let's face it, what's the point of saving for college when their mom's caught up in her own struggles? And after she gets clean, what does she do? She meets someone new in rehab, moves in with him, and now they're living their life. And the best part, Joseph says ever since they're split, she's suddenly been hitting the gym. Guess she's trying to impress someone new. This story keeps getting wilder. Alright, folks, buckle up because this one's a wild ride. Joseph has been the one raising the kids, taking care of everything, and putting in the hard work. But somehow, Martha thinks she shouldn't have to pay child support. Sound familiar, right? But Joseph? He's not having it. In court, he goes off, calling her out, talking over the judge, and losing his cool. And honestly, can you blame him? Is he crossing the line? Or is this just a man who's fed up with the double standards? Let's break it down and dive right in.